Like I said, 2003. Unfortunately, I didn't get kicked out. Um, when I was here, I was off the chain. I wasn't trying to get shit. No, nobody. Um, I come from the inner city, Harrisburg. Saddest chip on my shoulder, man. I got here in 2003. I had seen a lot of stuff. I shouldn't have seen that I was exposed to. I thought that I had everything figured out. Um, which I'm sure it's the same. But real quick, I asked you, you want to tell me why you're here? It's up to you. Back to the shit business. I just want
to. Yeah. Name's Brady. Simple. Yeah, I know. Robert. Where you from? Susquehanna County. We're from Boise City, which is in.
Ready, yes, sir.
Is what?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Here's your short left. Billy.
What?
North.
Oh. But that I tell you guys, but what I will tell you is, like I told you, my time in here, I got FTA, just failure to adjust. I got sent back to my county so they could figure out what they wanted to do with me. And I thought they'll just send me back to another program, maybe a year. Little did I know, I had graduated to the big league as far as juveniles is concerned. So they put me in a maximum security program where you can do no less than 2 years, right? So I went up there, same attitude, same chip on my shoulder. I found out real quick that I'm not going nowhere. I'm not gonna be here until I'm 21, right? And at that time, 2003, or 2004 when I got there, it was a lot going on, man. It was a maximum security for us. So, it was all type of stabbings, fights, all type of stuff that you really don't want to be around. You go in there thinking that you just want to do your time and go home. But obviously, we got to beat each other. You know what I mean? And the one thing I want to tell you guys is that there's a difference between being like the cool guy and just being a real man. And you guys are young, you still have to go through your journey to manhood, but you can start now and understand like you don't have to do what you think is deemed thorough or cool. Like you gotta take charge of your own life. I left that maximum security. I finished the program. It took me 2 years to do it. But I had to go back home and face reality. I went back home, I got right back in the streets. Thought that I don't know, I just thought I was smart enough to not get caught. I didn't know shit about a job, I didn't know about credit, I didn't know about just loving myself. Who in there feels like you can tell me you love yourself? You, not sure, you want fence? Nobody else? You don't think you love yourself? Why do you think you love yourself?
Cause I'm alive. I don't know how to explain it, cause like, I got everything I need, it's just like, I'm gonna mess it up. I got my dad, I got my mom, but like, I just keep messing up. But like, I love myself, cause like, I don't know, like, I'm blessed, like, I love my life, like, I don't love the life I'm in right now, but like, it just, I don't know, I'm not explaining it.
I just, I'm kind of like eater for some things, but like follow for certain things too, so like, I try to just fit in and think it's cool, really help me. I try to be the person I'm not, instead of who I actually am, so do love myself, but tired.
The reason I asked you that is because it's real simple. When you love yourself, there's things that you're not gonna put yourself through. Truly, right? One day you'll have a child and it'll really come together for you, understand it, because there's gonna be things that I would think that you wouldn't want your child, right? You wouldn't punch your child in the face. You love them. You don't want them to go through that, right? You know, you're not gonna abandon, put that on the person. But before you get to that point, you gotta have self-love and understand like that's what's gonna help you get tired of this shit. And you guys are still young. You can get done with this. By the time it's time for you to be an adult, you can have a whole new chapter. Juvenile record sealed. That's done with. Right? But if you don't like wake up, you're gonna keep doing this shit, man. That's a sign that you love yourself. You might have to have a conversation with yourself. Ain't nobody gonna love you. They can try, and they will try. Some of you will meet a girl when you get out of here or get older. She may see something you don't see in yourself. You probably got parents that see something that you don't see. But nobody can love you more than you. That's important. Just going back out there in that world. Nobody's gonna cut you a break. Might be some people, might be a small crowd rooting for you if you're lucky. But in reality, the rest of the world ain't rooting for you. They don't expect you to make it. There's statistics, there's a recidivism rate, right? That says you will do this again maybe 20 times by the time you're 21. So you can either live up to that, or you can decide like, yo, I'm tired of this shit. I love myself too much to put myself through this. That's really it, man. And you're in charge of your own life. Nobody, it's not nobody else's responsibility to live it for you. Even the ones rooting for you. Even me, I'm rooting for you. I've been through this. Anything y'all did, I probably did more. I promise you. Because like I told you, it didn't stop for me. I went to maximum secure, did 2 years there. It didn't stop. I went home, I got back in the streets, back to hustling, selling drugs, all that shit. I ended up in federal prison eventually. I went to state prison first. Then I went to federal prison. Federal prison was my last, fortunately, it took for me to go there to wake up, snap out of it. Had a real unfortunate situation happen to me. Changed my whole life. But I had to fall hard for that to happen. And then I came home, almost 36 years old, 35 years old. And I had to like figure out this working world. I had to figure out what credit was. I had to figure out like I gotta build a resume. And then there's uphill battles. There's a side to this that you guys don't know about, right? Let me give you an example. You're in school right now, you have a report. Okay. That's your resume, right? To figure out if you want to go to the next phase, the next grade, right? In the outside world, you have a different kind of resume, right? If you continue doing this criminal shit, that's a resume too. And they'll cut you breaks. You might do little 6 months, 9 months, and you're thinking, I take that. I think I got thick skin, I'm strong enough. But this, it's just building. Next thing you know, you're going in front of a judge, they're reading that resume. And you set yourself up to go to the next phase. And then the next phase after that. And it's just a hole that you just, at some point, you will get tired. Everybody has a different measurement stick. I don't know what yours is. Everybody has a different tolerance. What I'm trying to tell you is, don't wait to find out what your tolerance is. Make up your mind right now that your tolerance is, this is it. This is enough. Because when I got to federal prison and the things that led up to me being there, bro, I'm tapped out, but I lost so much. I could have learned, I could have been stopped. Could have learned my lesson. So I had to put myself through that. You know how hard it is to be 35, having to figure out how I'm gonna build a resume. I have no work history. It's hard, bro. And you got companies where HR is gonna tell you, we need your record to be 7 years clean. So you can make decent amount of money. And you guys need to know this, because you're gonna be adults, man. You're not gonna be kids, man. At some point, you're gonna have to be an adult and do adult things. You think you're doing adult things right now, you're not. At some point, you're gonna be 21, 25, 30. You need to have your life figured out. You need to have some sort of idea of where you want to go, what you want to be. And you're still young enough, you can turn all of this shit around. This can just be something you look back on, laugh, and come here and do what I'm doing right now. But I want you guys to do it sooner than I did. I mean, figure out, just get, you said you don't know, sometimes you want to be a leader, sometimes you don't. Listen, in order to be a good leader, you gotta be a good follower first. But you gotta follow the right people. You can't just follow anything and everybody. Get yourself some morals, right? You know what morals is, right? Morals is like which right or wrong. Morals is like, I'm not gonna cuss in front of them. I'm not gonna cuss in front of children, right? It's just an example. Morals is just having a list of things that you feel is right and wrong to you. Get some principles, stand on them. And then just let yourself discover, life on the good side of things. And you'll figure out what's for you and what's not for you. You know what I mean? Start learning about credit now. So that when you get home, you get 19, 20, just start building. By the time you're 25, shit, you might have an 800 credit score, you don't know. And that's the whole thing, because people who are really successful, they don't really spend their own money. That's a part of the game that you gotta learn. So that you can take care of yourself, so you don't have to go do a robbery. You don't have to carry a gun. You know what I'm saying? And you from North Philly, so I know what you facing. But look around you. You said you got your mom and your daddy, that's more than that, bro. Maybe. How old are you?
13.
13. what makes you act out? You don't know?
I do, I was doing good, like, I got no conviction, if something happened.
When you're home and you're in the streets, what are you trying to be?
I don't try to be nice, I just try to like, defend me,
Defend the name, the name's
friend.
good, you got brothers and sisters,
Two brothers and sisters.
you the youngest? How you doing?
It was going, my brother just was on, he did 2 years. He got a job now, he got a car, he doing good.
You have any idea what you want to do? You know, this,
I'm gonna be, I got a couple plans. I want to be an engineer, mechanic, businessman, and an MBA.
big coach.
If that don't work out, I'm just go to Harvard. Backup plan, yeah.
Well, listen, man. You know what you're going back home to. It's a lot of peer pressure, it's a lot of pressure. Make sure you take everything. Make sure you advise kids to get the name right. So, what? If I was you, I would just always think about whatever you're doing today, you're doing it for tomorrow. Right? That's the goal, is to make it to tomorrow. That's not promised. That's whatever you're doing today, that's what it's for. It's for tomorrow. And that's how you stay ahead. It takes a minute or less for you to make a life-changing decision. And a real bravery is being able to just be like, nah, I'm not doing it. You want some money, go get a little job. You know what I mean? Figure out a hustle grads, do something like that.
So,
Yeah, do what you got, because in here, man, it's wasting time. You gotta be a kid, let yourself be a kid. Don't worry about being an adult. Let yourself be a kid. You know what I mean? But I can tell you, like I told you earlier, you gotta start loving yourself. Tell me you love yourself, but I can't say that. But you put yourself through this. You love yourself, you're not gonna put yourself through things that's gonna hurt you or harm you. You understand what I'm saying? So, if you don't take anything from me, just take that, all of you. And, like I said, nobody's gonna be. It's kind of discouraging. But at the same time, are you really supposed to? Nah. Everything you've done up to this point leads people to believe that you don't care about yourself. And that's okay. Because this don't gotta be the end for you. You guys get out. I'm telling you, jail, prison gets worse, bro. Like way worse. And I don't want you guys to experience that. Federal prison for me was being on a yard with 2,000 men from different places in the world. And there's a certain type of way you gotta live in there. Certain slang that you use where you from, you can't just say that shit to somebody else. That could be life or death. Going to the chow yard, the chow hall, you can't gyp somebody in line. Not even playing around. When you go there, wherever you're from, that's who you belong with. Nobody is in federal prison just roaming around by themselves. Everybody belongs to somebody. You from Bucks County, I guess, where is that? That's you by Philly. You're gonna be with Philly, you're gonna be with PA. Those guys are gonna be responsible for you. But you're gonna be responsible for yourself. You get into something with somebody from somewhere else, guess what? Shot caller for Philly, for PA. They're gonna have to get together with the shot caller from whoever it is that guy that you got into it with. He might be from Texas. They're gonna get together. They're gonna have to politic it out, figure it out. But you can't do nothing there by yourself just because. That's not how it works. There's a certain way that you gotta live in there, certain way you gotta speak to people. You don't want to deal with it. When the prison is on lockdown, you guys ever been on lockdown? What's the lockdown?
We sit in our rooms all day over at Paris, Florida, after the kids range.
Get in the youth, yeah, the one time, like, I don't know, somebody got you know, big fight with the staff and like running the hallways, like trying to like, but I don't know, he had a rifle or whatever, and everybody had standing rooms for 16 hours, so.
Well, lockdown in federal prison is very different. So you only take a shower every 3 days. You're not calling home. You're not getting no visits. They're gonna feed you shit. Food that's like, it's like a bologna sandwich and some peanut butter and jelly. You might get one hot meal if you're lucky. And that lockdown might be for a couple weeks, a couple months. I don't know what happened in the yard. White guy fights a black guy, they're locking the prison down. That's a potential race riot. So they're gonna lock everybody down. You ain't even have nothing to do with it. Lockdown. It is very uncomfortable. Something might happen in the yard. This group fighting with this group, stabbings. They're gonna come out there with those guns, they're gonna shoot them. They gotta get everybody under control. They're gonna throw flash bombs, stun grenades, all that shit. So I'm not trying to scare you guys straight. I'm just trying to give you an idea of how bad it can get if you don't stop here. This is cake. You should be here learning different things like credit, financial literacy, things like that. Learn what a resume is, learn what you gotta do to build one, how to make one. Learn what a check is, learn about the stuff that you need to use in the real world. Learn it while you're here, because when you go back home, you know you're gonna be distracted. This is cake, but it gets really bad later on after this. You know, the choice is yours. By everything that I just said, might have went out in one ear, might have went in one ear, might have went out the other. But I'm telling you, I did everything you did. I ain't have no success. I'm good now. You know, and I'm fortunate. A lot of guys that been through what I've been through, they're not even here. They're doing double life. Life plus 85 years. I promise you. They're done. They don't have a second chance. I'm fortunate. My plea deal was 5 to life. That's true story. 5 to life. That meant the judge can sentence me anywhere between those two things. Depending on where my resume, remember I told you about the resume? My criminal record, that's your resume. Depending on where I fell, on the chart, that would determine where she can sentence me. Luckily, I'm a well-spoken guy. I wrote a letter. I articulated myself very well. Luckily for me, my criminal record wasn't as bad as other people's. It was bad, but it wasn't what it could have been. So I was blessed, I was fortunate. She kept me at 5 years. 8 years altogether. 3 of them I had to walk. But those 5 years, man, they were rough. You can't give me drugs for free. I don't want them. I don't want to do the lockdowns no more. I don't want to walk around with a knife. I don't want to be caring about this guy's in this group and I'm in this group. I want to. Life is that. You know what I'm saying? I could have stopped here. Where y'all at? I could have ended all of that right here when I was 15 and 16. So, you know, that's my time. It's nice to meet you guys. I didn't know what I was gonna say to you, but I just thought I'd keep it real with you.
Good job.
Thank you.